What's going on, everyone? So, as you can see, all by my lonesome today, my partner in crime, Joe, he unexpectedly got caught up with a realtor. He's been out of town all week, looking for houses. I'm not sure if he wants to say where he's moving, so I'm going to leave that out. Let you guys ask that. DeFi Mark is also supposed to be coming. I have the link sent to him, but we all know how devs are. They like to work all night, sleep all day. So he does have the link. So I am waiting for him to join. But until then, everyone is stuck with just me. And we're just going to kind of go over some of the things that we've been working on. And then that'll lead into all the questions. Of course, we're definitely going to talk heavy DEX because that's coming up right around the corner. It's pretty much done. We're just getting the final details done so that we can get that release date going. So first up, want to touch on marketing. So in case you haven't noticed, we've had some Telegram and Twitter marketing campaigns going. They were with some pretty big influencers. We were hoping for a bigger turnout, but as I'm sure everyone is aware as well, that most of the action, whether it be the memes, the volume is all going on Solana. So finding that right avenue for marketing is super tough right now. Now, we'll always say we should have picked BNB, should have picked Binance. We're not going anywhere. This is our home, and ultimately it's going to pay off. But right now, a lot of stuff is going off on Solana. So we're kind of having a little bit of trouble, just to be fully transparent, with finding the right marketing avenues. Everyone we talk to, everything that they're doing is all on Solana. That's their answer for everything. And not only that, but they are charging ridiculous prices because Solana's popping off so much. They want those high prices, and coming over to BNB, they kind of aren't translating it. So that's kind of where we stand with marketing and why you haven't seen tons of things going on, because again, everything's so expensive right now because of how well Solana is doing. Next, shout out to Mike. He got our supply verification on CMC. So we're going to get that higher ranking. You know, as volume increases, as we get more and more popular, get more and more holders, that ranking is going to continue to go up, which it does add a level of legitimacy as well, having that supply verification on CMC and on CoinGecko as well. That happened, 4 or 5 days ago. So next up is launch partner. So again, we already have our launch partner. That's going to be the first launch. They are fully ready to go. The holdup is, of course, some of the influencers, because we want this to be lined up perfectly. We want to have a similar launch that Operation Phoenix had. Again, are we going to do as much with that launch as we did on this one? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But we want to make sure it's lined up perfectly, because the whole point of our launchpad is to bring as many good projects to you guys as we possibly can. And it's not just about raising the funds for that project. It's more about you guys getting in on a good investment as that thing moves forward. Now, next up, we are going to talk a little bit about the DEX. So we haven't shown this to anyone yet. It's actually the first time I'm going to be showing this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me get this set up 1 second. So this is basically, I guess you can say, the white paper for Infinity Swap. Just kind of wanted to go through it a little bit. While we're doing this, get all your questions ready. It's not going to take an absorbent amount of time, but definitely get all your questions ready so I can do my best to answer it. Like I said, hopefully Mark does pop on, but in the meantime, I think I got a pretty good grasp on how exactly it works. Check one thing real quick. So I'm not going to go through and read everything line by line, but we have our introduction right here. And of course, we're going to make this public so that everyone in the Telegram and on Discord, Twitter, wherever it may be, you can go ahead and check that out. Then we kind of give the introduction. We go over the problems with the traditional DEXs, which, you know, they do liquidity skimming, all those things that we've touched on 100 times. And instead of doing the liquidity skimming with like PancakeSwap, our DEX is actually going to give back to not only Operation Phoenix, but the project that is listing with us. Coming on down. So some of the key features and advantage, that's the main thing I want to touch on. So we have token support. A portion of the gas fee upcharge is returned to the token project on Infinity Swap, enabling them to fund operations like buy and burns or marketing. So we have going down a tad. So every single transaction that happens, we're not doing a percentage, we're doing a flat fee. We're going to go over the percent breakup in 1 minute, but with that fee, it's just $1 flat fee every single transaction. And then that $1 will get split up. Again, I'll go over that in a little bit. certain amount coming to Operation Phoenix for buy and burn, so forth and so on. So that's how that's going to work. Instead of liquidity getting skimmed, we're giving that back to the token that's listed with us. So trade incentives. Users receive Operation Phoenix tokens for trading, fostering a rewarding swap environment. So that's part of the trade mining. Again, I'm going to go over that when we go over the percentages. We have a deflationary mechanism. A portion of the revenue is used to purchase and burn Operation Phoenix, enhancing its value by making it rare over time. So the calculations that Mark has done on just minor success with Infinity Swap is insane. We're talking about burning 10, 20, 30% of the supply potentially with just, again, minor levels of success, not even coming anywhere close to some of your top dexes. We have staking rewards where part of the revenue is allocated to sustain high APYs for Operation Phoenix staking, encouraging long-term investment. So as we've always stated, when it comes to staking, we don't want to just pull from the supply. We want revenue to supply that. We want to buy the tokens and then send them to the staking pool. We don't want to just gift that because obviously that hurts the LP over time. And then we have a universal value increase. Our unique wrapped BNB contract increases the value of all tokens paired with it, boosting the overall value propositions of tokens on our platform. So in case you guys don't remember when Mark talked about it, what that means is his version or Mark's version of that wrap BNB. What's going to happen is it's kind of like that surge effect. Every single time a token is bought or sold on the DEX, it's going to increase in value, which is awesome. If you don't know about surge, the technology is amazing. Again, the thought of every single transaction raising the value of every single token on the DEX is mind blowing, which can obviously lead to huge things. Again, we have thousands of tokens launched on it. It's just crazy, just the way that the value will just continue to go up and up. And of course, Operation Phoenix in particular will benefit like crazy. We have continued development. Revenue portions are reinvested into marketing and further development, which is pretty basic, just going towards marketing. Then we have the burn staking protocol. This novel feature allows large holders to reduce whale dominance by burning their Operation Phoenix in exchange for lifetime royalties from DEX fees, which again, we'll touch on the percentages for that and exactly how many tokens would be required for you to burn to be able to participate in that. So let's go ahead and get this off. All right. So like I said, everyone start getting their questions ready because after I do this, we can hop into straight questions and start going over everything. All right. So the percentages. So we have burn staking. Go ahead and make sure I'm being accurate with this. So we're going to have a whale pool, I guess you can call it, and a fish pool. Obviously, one's bigger, one's a little bit smaller. So the whale one is going to get 15% of every single transaction that happens on the platform. So if someone makes up a transaction, there is a dollar fee. 15 cents of that goes back to the whale staking. So in order to do this, you're going to have to burn 200,000 tokens. So let's say there's a million tokens, you burn 200,000, you would get 20% of that 15 cents every single time something happens. Now that current value is about 7K. We have come down a little bit because some people think that's a little steep. Now, this is kind of like most crypto. This is going to be a risk reward play. At the same time, though, we don't want it to be overcrowded. So we're not trying to load that pool up with hundreds and hundreds of people. We're trying to keep it small, trying to give people an opportunity that really believe in everything that's going on here to get in on that. If there's only 15, 20 people, then so be it. But 200,000 tokens is going to be that. Now, obviously, if this thing takes off, 15 cents of every transaction is going to be getting shared between the people in that pool. So 200,000 minimum. Now, of course, you can go over, but 200,000 the minimum. Next, we have the fish pool or the smaller pool, which is going to be 5%. So 5 cents of every dollar is going to be going to that pool. Now, you're only going to be required to, I believe the final number that we landed on is 4.2 thousand tokens. So that one's super minimal to get in. So it's a very, very good, easy entry point. Now, remember, these tokens are completely burned, hence burn staking. So once you get in, those tokens are gone, but you are going to get lifetime royalties for everything and every single transaction that happens on this DEX. So it's, again, risk reward. It can be huge. It could be something a little bit more minor. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the staking and centralized exchange will get 10%. So 10 cents of every dollar is going to be going towards staking and centralized exchanges. Now, we do have some tokens set aside, but as many people know, centralized exchanges, we've talked about it plenty of times, get super, super expensive. as we keep adding them. So we definitely need to make sure that we have the tokens in order to be able to do that. Buyback and burns. So buyback and burns, 30% of that dollar is going to be going to buyback and burns. So 30 cents of every single dollar is going to be buying and burning Operation Phoenix. So just do the math. It doesn't even take a crazy amount of transactions for all this to start really adding up. Then we have 10% going back to the other project. So what that means is when a token lists with us, 10 cents of every dollar of that transaction fee goes back to them. I believe we can set it up to where we can burn their token. We can send it to a marketing wallet. However they want to do it, it'll be completely up to them. Next, going back to that trade mining thing. So this is a really cool feature in particular for Operation Phoenix. So what's going to happen is 10 cents of every dollar, 10% is going to be set aside in the trade mining. So every single time you make a transaction, you're going to have a portion of Operation Phoenix come back to your wallet every single time. So even if someone is buying project A, B, C, or D that's not Operation Phoenix, for making that purchase, they're going to get Operation Phoenix sent to them. So the Operation Phoenix holder count will continue to go up and hopefully incentivize people when they start seeing that Operation Phoenix come in to want to buy more Operation Phoenix. So that's a really cool feature that we added to kind of increase the holder count and hopefully get even more people excited about Operation Phoenix. Next up is the 10% marketing. Pretty self-explanatory. 10% is going to go to the marketing wallet, which will be for development, marketing, all that good stuff. Also, 5% is going to be going back to our NFTs. As most people know, we haven't given out the full details on that. As soon as this DEX is launched, that's when we're going to start putting some attention toward the NFT marketplace. At that point, we'll start letting everyone know how many NFTs we're doing and things like that. But 5% of the entire DEX is going to be going back to split up between the NFT holders. So just a really good incentive if you are interested in getting an NFT. Now, it'll have more incentives, but that's just one of them. We're also going to do a 5% dev fee. So all the devs are actually going to have 5% of that coming back to us. As most people know, we don't take any kind of salary. The only way we can even potentially make money would be to sell tokens. So this is one way that me, Mike, Matt, Joe, Mark, that we can actually make a little bit of a salary moving forward and also incentivizes us to really kick this DEX in the high gear. And then the next thing that's super exciting, we feel like, is the referral fee. So if you bring a project to the DEX, now these numbers get fooled around with a little bit, but you will receive 10%. So 10 cents of every transaction for that particular token for the lifetime of the token. So if you bring a project, whether it be big or small, you will get 10 cents of every single transaction that happens for the lifetime it's on the DEX. So if you brought us 10 projects to list, every single time a transaction happens, that $1 is taken, you will get 10 cents of that sent to whatever wallet you designate and give to us that you want to use. So we think our referral fee is something huge. You know, marketing this thing and getting people involved is going to be one of the tougher things. So many people are pre-programmed to go ahead and hop on to Pancake Swap. So, you know, we kind of need to change that mentality. There's not necessarily one marketing, I guess, trail we can use to be able to promote this. So we figured that the community would be the best tool. I am talking to multiple projects already. I know Matt is as well. I know Mark is. Not sure about Mike, but yeah, we already have projects that are going to be interested, going to be lined up. Every project that is interested, kind of like we have set up with our arbitrage bot, we can do the same for them. So if they are on Pancake Swap, it's not a big deal. We can get an arbitrage bot set up with them, getting profits. Of course, some would come back to Operation Phoenix, but we can get it to where their price stays the same and they can just get the benefit of putting that money right back into the DEX. But I think that is, excuse me, I think that's it for the news. It's been a pretty quiet week. Like I said, Joe's been out real estate hunting. They're moving. I'll let him answer again if he tells you where he's moving, but sure people will go ahead and ask that. I've actually been on vacation all week, so I haven't been around as much as I usually am. So if you notice I've been kind of absent, that's why I've been hanging out with the wife, hanging out with the kids. But yeah, let's go ahead and start looking. Usually I have my partner, so we're able to look at questions while the other one's talking. So let's go ahead and see if we have any questions. But if you do, now is the time. So this is a really good question. Will the fee of $1 always remain the same? Not necessarily. So we were gonna do it for $2. But after talking to our moderators and a lot of other people, I guess an expansion of the team, they felt like $2 was too high. So it is modular, meaning we can change it at any time. So with that said, it can change, but we're going to start off at a dollar. We figured it was a good starting point. I want to say it's equivalent to either 100 or $200 of purchase on Pancake Swap. So again, of course, you don't see those fees on Pancake Swap because they're on the back end hidden from you. Yours you will see up front on our DEX, but it can be changed. But we're going to let the market speak to that. If people think that it's not high enough, we can go up. If people think it's too high, we can always consider going down as well. Because again, 75 cents, whatever it may be, $2, $3, 50 cents, whatever the market tells us it needs to be, it'll be, because the whole point is growing this thing, getting as many projects as we possibly can on it so that every single transaction we have money coming back to Operation Phoenix into the other project as well. I like in perpetuity, which is exactly right. We talked about a lot of things dealing with the referral program. And we kind of felt like that was the best way to go because we were kind of considering like maybe $100, $200 flat fee. But we figured if we would offer the entire life of the project at 10%, which is an awesome deal. I mean, think about it. You get 10 projects, they're doing 1,000 transactions a day. Just do the math. That adds up to a lot over the course of the year. See what we have next. Can you just address security a little? We had an instance in Discord this week, which yes, I did see that. The founders, mods, admins, etc., will never ask for passphrases. So if you ever have an issue, they have these people who's always lurking. If you say my wallet's not connected in particular, or something like that, they're gonna message you, start sending you links. We will never, if you ever randomly get a message from me, it's not me. So anytime I message, so I never message anyone first. If I message you first, it's already because we have a conversation going. And again, when you get that message, you're going to see it with the previous message. It's not going to be a fresh thing. So never give out your seed phrase to anyone. That's exactly how you get all your funds stolen. Also, never click any link. If someone's trying to help you and they're insisting that you click this link, don't click the link. That's also another good way. But always be vigilant. I wish this wasn't something that we still had to talk to, 3 years into most of us being here. But yes, that is be very cautious with that. Let's see. I think we have some Reddit questions. Reddit question: can you remember how long does it take a project to list? So no conditions really. Outside of adding LP, this isn't going to be something that we vet the project. We are kind of setting it up to where we can have like official projects to where we vet them a little. I'll do videos, Joe will do videos, different things like that, and help them with different marketing things. And those would kind of be labeled like official projects on the DEX. But for your average projects, as long as you have the LP you want to add, you can go ahead and do that and get added. Timeline is super quick. Matt or Mark would be better to speak to that, but I would say with under 24 hours, probably within an hour or two, if you want on, you'll be able to get on. So that's pretty quick. All right. So can you please quickly go over the percent again around referral? So the percent that I gave you, we're gonna have to see exactly where it goes. So that those percentages apply to if there's no person referring that project. So we're gonna have to we'll be pulling 10%, I guess you can say, from 100% of somewhere out of here, whether it be the marketing, the trade mining, the NFTs on that particular token. We'll pull 10% away from something else to give 10% to the person that referred it. So that's how that one is going to go in there. Yes. If I don't think I've ever called someone that's not Mike or Matt or someone like that without knowledge. So you get a phone call from me, 100% fake. Hopefully it's not waking you up in the middle of the night, pissing off your wife or something like that. Speaking of that, I'm actually speaking of this right here, I'm actually ordered a kind of a new setup so that I can actually stand when I do this. So I'm addressing that. Yes, that that you did. With a refer, it would actually be 110%. But again, that 10% is going to get taken from somewhere else so that we can account for that. Trying to see if Mark. So, but yeah, guys, go ahead, ask any questions, and we will get them answered. So the place I ordered from, it legit took like 6 or 7 weeks to come in. So it's gonna be a while before I replace that. So within the next month, I should have my new one in. So we'll see how fast. I actually meant to say that on the opening of the show because I knew someone, of course it was Mike, who's he's on the hunt for any of the old logos, would say something. Yes. Tom, let's clarify that. To be clear, 10% of the transaction is 10% of the fee, not 10% of the trade. Correct. We're not taking any percent of the trade. We're not skimming liquidity. We're not doing anything like that. So there's only one fee when something is traded, and that's the dollar fee. It's a gas upcharge, Mark calls it. So if gas is 9 cents, I think it'll show up as like $1.09 when you go ahead and make that purchase or when you make that sell. So it's 10%. So 10% of every single transaction would be 10 cents coming back to the person that referred it. Yes, 10% of the fee. Never change it. Hey, why not? Maybe keep some nostalgia going. So, do we have an ETA of DEX launch next week? This weekend? Again, we don't like giving dates, but it's very, very close. Just yesterday, it's pretty much done. We were talking about that, so it's right around the corner. I definitely don't want to give a date. Mike will kill me if I give a date. And we need to have one more meeting with Mark to go ahead and 100% decide that. Now, I know we have at least a couple projects. I know I have one that is ready to go. They were actually trying to add LP a couple days ago, but yep, they're ready to go. What do we have next? Will Bernstein can be live on Dex launch? To my knowledge, yes. That's a Mark question, kind of, but I'm almost 99% sure that it's going to be live. Now, so there's kind of like a going back to the whole burn staking thing. It's kind of like again a risk reward. Right now, 200,000 tokens is not worth tons. If you kind of sit back and wait, and I'm by no means trying to talk anyone into burn staking, just my analysis of it, I guess you can say. If you sit back to kind of wait and see how the DEX is going to do, is it worth doing it? At that point, burning 200,000 tokens might be out of reach. So this is something that we're definitely introducing early to the people that really, really want to get behind this and help us push this, because there will come a point in time, I have no doubt, that 200,000 tokens might be worth $200,000. And at that point, regardless of how successful the DEX is, that would be a hard pill to swallow to go ahead and burn that at that point. So we'll go ahead and see how people react to it. But I believe it will be live at launch. And I know, and speaking of that, I know we have probably say at least 6, 7, 8 people that I believe are already participating in the whale pool. So we're probably going to have 1 to 2% of the supply burnt almost right away once burn staking goes live, which is awesome. And then again, for the smaller pool, you only need 4.2, obviously 42. It's our special number around here. And yes, getting in there first is actually important. So let's say we launch, and this is how Mark described it to me. Let's say we launch and those fees just keep building because no one's done it. So they keep building, they keep building. No one's entered the whale pool yet. Well, that first person to enter the whale pool would actually get the lot, the entire lot of the fee that's been sitting there. So let's say it's $2,000 just sitting there waiting for to be distributed to the whale pool. That first person that gets in would get all of that money because they own 100% of the pool. So if you're gonna do it, it probably is important to get in early. Again, kind of sounds like I'm trying to sell it. Honestly, guys, I'm not trying to sell it. This is something that you need to do all your research that you possibly can to see if it's something that you're willing to part with. Know the risk, knowing that 200,000 tokens can be worth a lot of money in the future if this thing keeps going the way we want it to go. So just think about it really hard and just make sure it's something that you absolutely want to do before you sell that, or before you pull the trigger, I should say. My whale wallet will be fired as soon as it is live. Awesome. So again, there's multiple people. So you definitely won't be the only one. There's multiple people that are waiting for that to go live. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's keep the questions coming in though. I think I gave news about everything. Like I said, marketing, we have our Telegram and Twitter. And that was a pretty big campaign. There were some really, really big names that we had in there. But like we said, everything is on Solana right now. So that's making it very, very tough to find the right avenues of marketing. So any updates on Russian roulette? Same thing like the DEX, that is almost done. I really can't wait. So the Burn Lotto, while it's fun, you kind of just buy tickets and sit back and wait. This is really cool because you're actually going to see, I think Mark kind of explained it. You're going to see a actual table like you're at a casino. And DeFi Sean or Squid Grow Joe or whoever it may be will be sitting across from you and you play. And one person loses, three people win. So you have a very, very high chance of winning. I believe we are going to have like the high roller table, and then we're going to have a regular table. So yeah, you can potentially win a lot of tokens doing this. And the best thing about it, and the way Mark set it up, is that more people are going to win than lose, which is absolutely awesome. So we'll see. What is the what referring to? I'm assuming you're talking about the Russian roulette. But that's gonna be a game that yeah, that's played by a lot. Because like I said, unlike the Burn Lotto, you can't not everyone can win, just one person. So the way the Russian roulette set up is that more people win than lose. So I want to say I honestly don't know. I know the high roller was either 50,000 to 100,000. So that's kind of a big play. But again, 3 out of the 4 people win. And the way it would work is that if the buy-in's 50,000, now this is the high roller, the smaller one's not going to be nearly that high. So if the buy-in's 50,000, the person that loses will lose those 50,000s and they'll get split amongst the winners. So that's what you would win. But not sure what the small one is. I got to double check on that, but we'll have answers to that very soon. You can contact anyone, but I'm probably the best person to contact. I usually handle like the administrative things that's going on with all that. So I'm probably the best person to contact. Chances are if you contact Mike or someone like that, they're probably going to tell you contact me. But yeah, Russian roulette is super exciting. Also, another thing to add, I know a lot of people in our community hang out in Telegram, but we're going to set up a room on Discord. So while you're playing Russian roulette, you can have a voice chat going on that table in Discord so that you can get in there with the other 3 people you're playing and you guys can talk smack, whatever it may be. It just kind of adds that another level of fun of interactions because you're actually talking to the people that you're sitting across the table from. So that one's really cool. I know after we launch it, I know myself, Mark, Joe, Matt, Mike will probably all be in there. So it could be a really good time. We'll all hop on the table. We'll be sitting across from one another. We can talk to one another and see who's that unlucky person that gets shot and killed. We should have poker nights too. I'm definitely down for that. Would probably need someone to actually manage that. I know I myself have a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes these poker nights can be a lot more than you think to get them organized. But yeah, if someone wants to go ahead and organize that, I'm definitely up for that. But yeah, Russian roulette, like I said, that's going to be a really fun one. And we actually had an option to do it cheaper to not have that table, but we just thought it would be so much more fun to have the table, to have the Discord room, to talk to one another and things like that. That was yeah, we figured that was the route to go. Yeah, so for those that don't know, I'm not sure how many details I'm allowed to give on this. If Mark was here, he'd be able to give it. He's actually releasing a full-blown casino. I think it's coming up. I don't even want to give a date because I'm not sure how public it is. But basically, you're gonna have multiple different tokens that you can play inside the casino with. Operation Phoenix is going to be one of them. Obviously, he's one of our partners. And the way it works is that all the fees and all the money made by the casino at the end of every month, I think it is, whatever project has the most tokens that were used to play with. So let's say Operation Phoenix, more people played in the casino with Operation Phoenix than any other token, we would get a huge buyback and burn. So we're talking potentially tens of thousands of dollars of buyback and burns if people hop on over to his casino and play his games. So yeah, we'll definitely make sure the community knows about that as that approaches. but I think it's right around the corner. So does the game end after one person gets shot? I thought in typical Russian roulette was a two-person game. So I believe the game does end. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, again, it would be really good for Mark to be here. There's going to be four people per table, and then one person gets shot. The other three win. I'm pretty sure it's how it's set up. And yes, hit that thumbs up because the more thumbs up that are hit, the more interaction, comment, all that good stuff, the more it will get spread across YouTube. So, could Mark create an Operation Phoenix calculator for stake and burning? Probably. He can pretty much do anything. We can get that on the list of things to ask him. All right. Yep, exactly. So there's so much more things that you can do with the token other than just sit and hold, which is one of the things that we want. As we approach the bull market, we want everyone to have fun with this because no one wants to just sit back and hold a token and forget about it. You want to interact. So that's one of the reasons why we're building everything and doing everything that we're doing, because we want interaction. We want you to have fun in the downtime while we're waiting for the bull market to roll around, for everything to get a lot higher and things like that. So hold on one second for me, guys. Sorry, dealing with some baby problems. All right. And then, yes, everyone also show Crypto Atlas some love. He is a huge supporter and really bullish on Operation Phoenix. I agree. If Atlas makes a video, which he does all the times. Now, I don't really have the time to make videos after video, but Atlas does it almost on a regular basis. Go ahead, not only like it, but watch it. The more watch time it gets, the further it's going to get pushed across everywhere. So it's very important to like it, comment, and also watch it. Even if you just put it playing in the background, it will help with the engagement and help push it as far across YouTube as possible. And then, yes, I like this whole interaction, things going here with your tokens. Again, we're the same way. We feel like the more interaction, the more we get people involved, the more likely people are to stay here and stay behind us and not get bored in any way. And we're going to continue to bring games, like Mike said. We might be able to do some kind of burn poker or something like that, which will be really fun. But again, Mark has a whole casino. He already has all these games set up. He doesn't charge us anything because of the partnership with any contracts or anything he writes. It is strictly the front end that we have to pay for. So we're getting everything for great deals. So with the burn stakers reward, it will be paid out in Operation Phoenix, or can we choose from a few different tokens, coins? I would like to get BNB. So it'll be paid out in BNB. I'm 99% sure that we're paying out the burn stake in BNB. So you don't have to worry about having to sell Operation Phoenix to. You are right. You really can't see me with these questions. You don't have to worry about selling Operation Phoenix to get your rewards. It's going to get sent back to you in BNB and the other project as well, because the whole point of our DEX is to not sell down the chart. So the way Pancake swaps, when they skim, they're selling down the chart. We don't want that to happen. We want to be able to help the chart. So that's why it's getting sent back in BNB and not Operation Phoenix. So one or two things. I didn't see that tweet, but that is either Mark's tweet I'm referring to, is either his casino or our DEX. It's one or the other because both of them are right around the corner. It very well could have been his casino, but like I said, I've been out of town, so I've been a little out of touch. So I'm not sure which one he's referring to. If I had to guess, it's probably the casino because we haven't decided on a release date for the DEX, but excuse me, it is coming up very, very soon. I know that. Let's see what else. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing any questions as I go along. But yeah, I didn't realize how low I was sitting until I just saw that big message and you couldn't even see me. Yes. So as Mike's saying right here, This DEX is huge. This can be an absolute game changer, not just for DeFi, but for Operation Phoenix. So again, just mild success is going to add so much money to the LP and so many tokens that are going to get burnt from just the DEX. And this is just a start of it. Again, we're going to have our project on our launch pad launching, which that's not going to be like the DEX. There is a barrier of entry, so it isn't going to be necessarily a cash cow like the DEX, but everything combined is just going to be what we're using to grow the hell out of Operation Phoenix. And when that bull market rolls around, everyone starts pouring back into BNB. Everyone starts watching Joe's channel, Atlas's channel, things like that. It's going to be absolutely wild. And shout out to Mike again. Mike doesn't participate too much in the front end. He wanted to be a lot on the back end, but he got us our CMC verification and CoinGecko. He got us our centralized exchange listings. He got us everything. So Mike's awesome. It's what he does behind the scenes with Crypto on Calls Investing. Also, if you're not on the call channel, go ahead and hop on over, join the call channel from Crypto on Calls Investing. Mike, I handle the YouTube, but Mike handles the call channel. Mike always gives out awesome plays. Like he called BitRock, which hit 30 million. I think he called it at like 45K. So Mike, go ahead and link that call channel. Actually, if people want to join, then go ahead and join because it's a great place to be. He doesn't really charge, so everything he gives you is genuine and something that he really thinks going to succeed. All right, we'll also have promo packages to the DEX and vetting process with marketing package, a video from myself, a video from Joe, call from Crypto on Calls in the VIP room, which also the VIP room is Mike's room. That's really cool. Again, people are allowed to get in there, share their ideas, so it doesn't hurt to go ahead and join that. Here is the link right here. Again, highly recommend join it. I'm a little biased, of course, because it's ours, but yeah, Mike does a great job with that. Let's see. Any more questions? We still got some time if we have some more questions. Flying solo is a lot harder. It's a lot easier when you have a partner and you have time to get everything done while the other one's talking. But yeah, we'll give it a couple of minutes. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Now, I'll touch on the launchpad too. So Pirates of the People is a token that's launching. Again, I've known the team for a long time behind it, trying to line up a good YouTube campaign behind it, like we did Operation Phoenix. So that's honestly the holdup right now. When you're dealing with influencers, trying to get everything lined up, it can be really hard and really time consuming. So want to get that lined up. But as we do that, people in our community will be able to go ahead and get some whitelists. Obviously, Powers of the People community, they're going to get a whitelist. I want to say people in my private room and probably the call channel that Mike listed right here, that is going to also get some whitelist. So if you want to be in a whitelist, obviously being a part of the Operation Phoenix community, you'll have a chance. Being on our call channel, Crypto on Calls, you have a chance. Obviously, if you're in the Pirates of the People community, you have a chance. So there's multiple different avenues to be able to go ahead and get a whitelist. It's going to be a super small raise. It's only 25 BNB. We're not trying to do anything crazy, just enough for the LP and to get that marketing going. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. If you are interested, make sure you stay active and you're looking out for that. I don't believe so right now. So we'll have a Phoenix Friday. So I know Crypto Atlas was throwing out some ideas. We actually had a quick chat about it. And Telegram one day is throwing out ideas for different NFTs and potential games and stuff like that. So we'll have Atlas on sooner than later, and he can kind of pitch the idea of the community of everything he has going on. And you guys decide if it's something that you want to do or not. Because he had pitched it to us, and if you guys like it, then we can definitely go with it. So, Mike, of course, I charge a bit on call channel, but everything went to Operation Phoenix so far, which he's correct about that. When I really like a project, I push it for free and share it in the VIP room early, which, like I said, he's done a lot of gems in this VIP room, a lot. So, yeah, go ahead and join the call channel, and then you'll be able to get into the VIP room through the call channel. Yeah. So if you're, I thought I may have misunderstood you. So the wallet itself, I believe, is going to be the last thing we do. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but I believe we're doing blockchain, we're doing everything before the wallet. So the wallet is, at least for the known roadmap, is going to be the last thing on that list. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but I'm pretty sure that's how we have it lined up. So I think I touched on that. And then yes, I'm correct. It's going to be the last thing that we do. But yeah, any more questions about the DEX, about the burn staking? I think we covered it pretty good. Like I said, I know there's a lot of people that's super excited for burn staking once we go live. And if you can't participate in the whale pool again, don't overextend yourself. Just really make sure you think about it hard, because 200,000 tokens can be a lot. I just want people to really think about it before they decide to move forward with that. What else? Any more Reddit questions? Anything like that? Let me check 1 second. Let me make sure Mark is, yeah. So Mark wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. Like I said, Joe's out looking for real estate. He'll definitely be back next week. So we do not have a list of upcoming AMAs yet. I do have people that want to do AMAs with us. I'll go ahead now that I'm back in town and kind of get that started. No way I was doing AMAs when I was out of town. My wife would have killed me. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get some AMAs lined up, and of course we'll share that so we can get it on Reddit, get it everywhere we need to be, because yep, we need to continue doing that, keep spreading the word. All right. I think that will do it. Give it maybe another 30 seconds, see if we have any more questions come in. Good luck on a real estate search. Yeah, that's for Joe, but yep. Yeah, I know he's moving, so it sounds like they may have found a house. Yes, a lot of Telegram users in the channel claiming to want to have a partnership. Very true about that. Honestly, when I'm handling partnerships, if you don't come through someone that I know, which we know all the big names in the space, so unless you're recommended to us through that, chances are you won't get a partnership with us, or even discussed, because it's hard to weed out what's real, what's not, who's trying to steal, who's not, all that good stuff. When Operation Phoenix hat. Oh yeah. So that actually is a hat over there. It's not for sale in the merch store, which that's another thing. For people that have merch that needs a new logo, go ahead and send me your details through DM. Obviously not in main chat. I'm gonna get all the images and everything changed this week. Like I said, I was out of town, so it kind of put me behind on a couple things. But that merch shop is going to be one of the main things that I need to get done, because we need to get the old logos changed to the new ones so that people can start buying the new ones. And again, if you've already bought one, then yeah, I'll get it replaced. Oh, on my head, it's a collector's item. I don't want to mess it up, so it's just sitting on display. But I'll wear it next week. How about that? And yes, we will get a safe system for the referral. 100%. We've um we've gotten pretty good at being on top of things. So we'll make sure all that's lined up. Again, someone asking, do you think we'll have big games this bull cycle, or will it more than likely be next? Again, I can't comment on price itself, but yeah, no doubt this bull market when it rolls around. Again, a lot of the old safe influencers are behind this. We will no doubt have another huge YouTube campaign going once we kind of feel like it's the right time and people really are flooding back in. For instance, look at someone like Joe's channel. He has 33,000 subscribers, but look at his view count compared to now and in the bull run. It's not even comparable. It's because a lot of those people we know left when that bear market hit. So when they come back, again, creatures of habit, what is the first thing they're going to do? They're going to go back to Squid Grow Joe. They're going to go back to Crypto Atlas, all those people, to see what's new, what's hot. And they're going to see Operation Phoenix, especially as we push it across everyone. all the YouTubers that we have, all the big name influencers covered Safe Moon at a certain point. And yeah, we know people will be back. So yeah, if we're gonna do huge things, it would no doubt be this bull run, not next. Um, hey, we plan on being around the next bull run as well, but we definitely want to hit the ground running this bull market, no doubt. And hopefully next week I'll kind of have my new setup. I'll be standing up instead of sitting down, so I won't have to worry about a little camera. But yeah, guys, I think that is gonna do it. We're about 45 minutes into it. As long as there are no other questions, we'll go ahead and end it there. Like I said, next week we'll be back. Hopefully, get a lot of stuff done this week. Now that we're all back in town, we're all back ready to go. And that DEX, I'm pretty confident. I will say this will be live before next Friday's AMA. So we'll probably go ahead, show it live on here. Hopefully, we'll have people on there. We'll have people trading. If you know any projects that are interesting and add an LP. And again, it doesn't matter. It could be $100,000 LP or it could be 1,000. Does not matter, especially with the stuff coming through it. It's not about the money because it's not a percentage. It's just that flat dollar fee. So yeah, if you know anyone, shoot me a DM, put me in contact with them, create a room, however you want to do it. And we'll see about getting them added to that DEX, getting you that referral fee, and getting you some passive income for what we hope will be the premier DEX moving forward. You know, Mark has the connections, myself and Joe and Mike, we all have the connections to hopefully get it to where it needs to be, because so many people have tried to release new DEXs, and obviously it's hard to kind of buck that trend of Pancake Swap being so popular, but we're definitely going to give it hell. And will not stop, because this is going to kind of be even more so than the blockchain. We feel like the DEX is the premier product that is going to put not just Operation Phoenix on the map, but will bring so much funds, I should say, back to Operation Phoenix. So yeah, we're super excited about that. But that'll do it, guys. We'll go ahead. We'll talk to you next week. I'm 99% sure my partner crime will be back. But until then, trade safe.